Hi guys, and welcome back. In the previous part we have installed our Eclipse with the Subversion plugin, and now it's time to discuss the Maven build tool as the most essential part of almost every Java project. There's several build tools exist from the Apache, like Apache Ant, but we'll use the Maven tool as the more high-tech. If you like, you can go to the wiki and get closer look of all of its features and get a whole idea of build tools, but we'll focusing on using it. First of all, we need to download the Maven binaries and then perform some configuration. Let's start from the downloading and just go to the Google again and type in Maven download, and the first link is correct. I think we'll try to use the third version, and we need the binary zip. Click to the link, pick the mirror, let's go to the folder, just simple extraction, and now we have extracted our Maven and need to perform some environment variable configuration. And to do so, we go to the environment variables, and we need to create new variable called Maven underscore home, and then point to the just checking if it's recording, and then point to the our Maven installation folder, root folder. So let's create it and call it Maven underscore home. Let's copy the Maven root folder here. That's our first variable, and the second variable already exists, and it is the path variable. Let's go and edit it, go to the very end and do it that way. Let's just copy this as example and correct these to Maven home and point to the bin folder where the Maven all batch files are stored. So click OK. I think we have done all things. Click OK, and let's test if it works. To do so, we go to the command line and just type in mvn Maven. That's a command we will use, and let's just try to get the version. And if you see the response, then that means that Maven is installed correctly and all variables are configured correctly. To use Maven easy way, we will add Maven plugin to the Eclipse so that we can build our projects in Eclipse without going to the command line. Let's close this command line. All installed Maven, and let's open Eclipse we have previously installed. Install new software, and we need the update site. Let's search for our update site. The plugin is called M2 Eclipse. That way. Download. Here's our update site. Let's type in, hit enter, and wait for the response. And here's the response. So we need to install the Maven integration for Eclipse. Hit next. Next, agree with the license. Restart the Eclipse. You might experience some exceptions during Eclipse startup if you haven't configured your Eclipse right way. If you have an error during startup, you should configure Eclipse to use the JDK instead of Java runtime environment. I have done it in the previous part of this tutorial. I'll just show you it again. Go to the Eclipse installation folder. Open the Eclipse configuration file, and if you do not have these lines started by the VM variable and then the path to your JDK javaw.executable, then you should add this. That should fix the problem and no more warnings will bother you. So now you know it. Let's close it and let's check it out, how we have installed our plugin. Just close the welcome screen and try to create new project. Other, type in Maven, and you see that you have new options. You can create the Maven project, and that means the plugin is installed correctly. You can also, if you have projects already created, you can also reference the additional options which has been added by the Maven plugin. We will see it later. When you build the project for the first time, Maven will create the library repository on your local machine and store all downloaded libraries there. Yeah, that's correct. Maven will download all required libraries automatically from the remote Maven repository. You do not need to search for libraries manually and adding them to the class path. The Maven will do it instead of you. I'll just show you where all libraries are stored on your local machine. It is your Windows account, and there's a folder called .m2. It can be empty for the first time. I already have it full of libraries and additional settings. You do not have to add these settings. It's just for my work. It's custom settings required by projects, adding new additional internal Maven repositories. So here's the folder that stores all the packages with the jar libraries. So you can find here all libraries you download. My Maven has been downloaded previously, like let's try com AW lifecycle, and you see that here's the libraries jar, and Maven, when Maven will create some projects in Eclipse, it will automatically reference these libraries in your local repository, and it will copy all the required libraries to our web archive when the build is performed. All configuration will be done in the project object model. That's in a simple XML file where we can define our dependencies, and Maven will download it automatically. So that is about Maven. We will return to it later when we will create our first project. Now this is just introduction to Maven, and now you know that Maven is the very powerful build tool. Maven is used to compile projects, to package it, and to release projects, and many other functions like documentation pages and all that stuff you can read in the official manual or in the wiki pages. This is the end of the third part. See you next in the fourth part, where we will install the additional plugins to the Eclipse, like Spring Tool Suite and probably many others. And in the next part of the tutorial, we will configure Eclipse to work with Tomcat application server, so that we can control the Tomcat application server from the Eclipse. So see you in the next part. See you.